Howdy partners, you know what time it is. It's time for the weekly market update, and it's the perfect time because we had a monthly open, we had a weekly open just a few hours ago, so without further ado, let's get straight into it. We had a lot of things happen over the past few hours and days, so what is going to happen next? Like you could see probably here, this is the monthly open, this is the weekly open, this is the daily open, like all of it is at this point right here. Let's mark it out since it will be significant in the future. And you can see it's 71.3k. Now we have dropped quite a bit over the past like 5 to 6 hours, maybe a bit more. And it is not looking the best. But the thing is, you have to factor in the fact that it's a Monday. Mondays are extremely volatile. Previously, we had Mondays be bullish. Maybe we have a bearish one today, like no one cares. But the good thing is this whole area right here, around 69k, the previous all-time highs, is still holding a support. And that is something we like to see. Like, if we drop below 69k, that is when it gets quite a bit iffy, I would say, because that is a big previous resistance flipped into big support, and you don't want to see us lose that level. Now, what is possible, as always, is a deviation of the level. Like, why not? Why don't have a deviation? It's something that always happens. It's your chance to get in. But I'll talk about my thoughts about the market, because I don't know how bullish we will stay over the next few days, and that is also a big factor. Like, you could see the EMAs right here. It's the 240 EMA, this one. This is the 7 and this is the 30. And you could see us trading below these 4-hourly EMAs. But this whole level is trading at 64.824, which is solid. And I think that is possible. It is possible to tag it. Like, it's 7% drop. Maybe we get it today, I don't know. I don't think so, but it's possible. And if you look on the daily, you could see that level being a lot lower, which is probably not going to get tagged. But these are something to look for as a bounce area, at least. Around 68k, and we are currently trading below this 7 EMA. So those are some levels to keep an eye on. Like, those are moving averages, they move, they won't be fixed, but if it's the daily time frame, they move quite a bit slower than the like 4-hour and the 1-hour time frame. So they can be significant. So what do I expect? I expect us to honestly have a bigger pullback in the next week or so, because we've been trading bullish, and all of this price action is consolidation. And while it could be, like, if you look on the daily, it could be a reaccumulation. Like, we had an accumulation area right here, bounced up, and then bigger, higher time frame accumulation to the upside. That is something I wanted to see already played out by now, like by April. You might know, like, the whole moon phase thing is relatively bearish for the market, and it's happening on the 8th of April. And I think quite a bit of people know about it now. It's not a secret anymore. What is relatively likely is us selling off before the 8th of April. So I'll talk about my altcoin stance. Like, if you should de-risk, if you should buy, maybe, like, what should you do? But let's get the Bitcoin out of the way first. So I personally think we lose this key level at 69k in the next few days. That is not going to be the nicest thing to see. Like, being completely honest with you guys, I think maybe a 30% pullback, 20% pullback from here is possible. Like, maybe a 20% pullback, like 58 to 60k would be a nice pullback area, right in this zone. Maybe here, I don't know. But that is why I'm not buying anything today or in the next few days, because I believe this drop will happen. And if that is my conviction, and if that is my play, I'll just wait for lower prices. So in case we actually manage to reclaim like 72k or something, that could be solid in the short term. Maybe get a move like this, but I don't think we go to 80k anymore. Like, I wanted to see that happen by now and not now. So if it does happen, like I'm fine with it. I have a lot of spot exposure, like I'm still like 90% spot or something. So I don't want to sell too much. Like maybe just maybe have your own system, but maybe de-risk into any pumps we get. But my plan still stays the same, and I'll tell it to you guys. So ETH is still really far away from the all-time highs, like from 4.9k or whatever it is, like 40% away. So alts still have tremendous amounts of moves coming. Like, don't worry, you're not too late. You will still make money. Just don't risk it too much, because you are technically late. So while you are not buying here or here, like, or even lower when we were, you're still going to get all-time highs on ETH and on most altcoins. So here's the game plan. Like, I don't want to waste time, so I'll tell it to you guys. In the next few days, like since it's the 1st of April, in the next few days, I'm planning to de-risk some of my capital. And some of my capital is not like 50% of my portfolio or something. I'm thinking in the next few days, sell like 10 to 30%. Like, baseline would be 10%, like de-risk, because I'm way too exposed to the markets, and I could get emotional technically. Like, even though I have a system, I could get emotional and lose money. So being like 100% in spot is not always the best play. Like, even though it's risk on season, you don't want to waste your money. So 10 to 30% depends on the next factors. Like, if we pump, I'll probably de-risk a bit more. Like 10 is the baseline, and the further we pump, in case we do pump, I'm planning to de-risk more. So getting out of my altcoins might not be the smartest play, to be completely honest. Like, you have risk even with not being exposed. So if you are not in from a lot lower, like let's say you got in, let's go to the total maybe. If you're not in from like here, you don't want to be de-risking too much, because if you bought around here, if you bought around near the top, like this is a 20 or something, yeah, 20% move. If you bought in this whole area, you don't want to be de-risking too much. Like, you have to assess your risk, like your risk and your opportunity cost, because the opportunity cost, if you bought here, favors you in case of the upside. Like, you want to be exposed. You're not selling for like a 5x, you're selling for 20%. It's not worth selling there. So if you bought in late, I wouldn't be selling now, because you're not going to get that much of a price difference. 10% won't mean basically shit once we go up higher. So keep that in mind. So yeah, I'm planning to de-risk because I got in like here, in here. Like, I DCA'd in this whole area. If you got in here, it's not worth taking off too much money. So keep that in mind. Most of our coins have pumped extremely. Like, these are just unbelievable amounts of gains we made. 4x. Here is the one lacking. Like, I don't want to be lying to you guys. I'm disappointed by this one, but I still think it has a lot of room to run. So if like, just take a look at CryptoNetic's capital. All of our coins have ran extremely well, and we've been buying them for months and months. Like, we are not getting in near the top, so that is why it's worth de-risking here. Like, in case we do have a drop, in case BTC does something like this, like let's draw it out perfectly. Let's draw out the scenario that I think will happen. In case of a downfall, of course. Let's say we lose 69k. This becomes a resistance. In case this does happen, what is the next level to aim for? This whole area right here. So I think just how it was, except in this area, a violent move to the downside. Maybe we do something like this. Go into this whole area. Maybe this is a first zone to bounce from, like go up from here. Maybe. And possibly we go into this zone, 62k. This would be a nice area to buy our altcoins, because if BTC drops 10 to 15%, altcoins would drop 20 to 30%. It's just how it goes. Because On a violent drop, Bitcoin dominance goes down. And let's take a look at BTC dominance. I haven't done that in a few days, so let's take a look at it together. Yeah, it's really nothing special. It's really just moving in this big old range, like from here and here, and this is probably the mid area, 0.5 of the range. And you can see we are just trading in this range. Like, it's been extremely boring. That's why altcoins have been relatively stagnant. Like on this whole move, they're not stagnant. But if you look at the bigger picture, like if on the weekly, the past week or two have been relatively stagnant on most altcoins. So this just explains it. This is just behind the scenes of what has happened previously. So going back to the BTC scenario, this is a whole area to look for a bounce, like this whole thing. But don't go all in here. Like, have a plan, have a system, because we could technically go down here, because this whole area is highly inefficient, and 58 would be a nice level to get in. I won't lie to you guys. And in the worst case scenario, like 55s, this whole area, 55, 56, this whole area is something to look for as the final area for a bounce. And we could have something like this. If you get this is a generational entry in the middle of a bull run. So in case we do get this, and it will not be nice, like most of our altcoins would die by then. Like 20% drop is possible. It's not like it didn't happen before, but that would crush our altcoins. Like, they could go down 50% or something. So having this level as a buying opportunity would be your best bet to bet on. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you guys, because this is just an entry you don't usually get. I mean, you do get it once in a bull run, but most of you guys, and including me in the previous bull runs, like 2 bull runs ago, we had a drop of 20% or something on BTC, or 30 even. I can't remember. And I was too big of a pussy to buy back then, and I won't be doing the same mistake again. Like 53k, I don't know. I mean, I can't say it's impossible, but like a 25% drop would be extremely violent and wouldn't be the drop that we want. We haven't had a healthy drop like until now. This whole thing right here was 14% drop, but it's not a healthy one. So a healthy drop would be something like this, like moving slowly, not extremely violently, and just possibly going higher from there. So let me just style it out so you guys can see it. So this would be a healthy move to the upside, to the downside, I mean, and go to the upside after. So yeah, that is basically it. I don't want to waste too much of your guys' time. That is something I'm looking at. I had the altcoin update video, so if you are interested in specific altcoins, feel free to check it out. It's my last video, and that's probably it. Like, most of the things that I wanted to say are on the charts, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay with it.